single day I'm gonna make something great. That's my way. Every single day I'm gonna make something great. That's my way.
What's up, guys? I haven't done a deck profile in a while, so right after this little tiny segment, I'm going to show you the deck on DBS Decks. I just cropped it out. Compliments or shout out to Mark Hill, the guy who designed the DBS Decks website. I basically printed out a crop of a visual lookout of the deck that I played for the Tournament of Power Team War tournament. Unfortunately, I didn't do so well for that tournament because I guess I built the deck a little too quickly, and I didn't really have much time to play test with it. According to a lot of the people who were there, or the teams that were there, they did a lot of playtesting sessions with their decks extensively. So I didn't feel like I had enough playtesting for my teams to play this deck that I made. So I guess I mulliganed incorrectly after the tournament ended. I looked back and I realized I mulliganed incorrectly. Because I made the deck to be more than 4 colors. It was actually all 5 colors, but only 1 blue. So if I'll link in the description of all the statistics, a pie graph of the amount of blues, the amount of yellow, the amount of reds, the amount of green, the amount of yeah. Hey, so I hope you guys got a good look at my deck profile. It was pretty good. I really like the Frieza leader because I get to draw twice on Awaken with this guy. So it lets me dig deeper into my deck for the components that I need to start the engine. As you can see, I used the Kaba engine, or the Veggie engine. Well, basically, you play this on turn 2, and then you're able to bring out this card. Or you can bring out, I mean, this has a lot of utility. It reduces the cost of all the veggies. Everyone already knows what the veggies do, but it allows you to do the Universe 6 Swarm package from what I mentioned earlier in my videos. I'm able to swarm the field using only two green energies. So the way I play and the way I mulligan, which I didn't do for the Tournament of Power sneak release, was that I didn't mulligan for enough green cards. I merely kept all my Shigeshis in my hand, my Planet Veggies in my hand, and that was a mistake. I needed to mulligan for green cards so that I can charge turn 1 green, turn 2 green, and then play Kaba. And that was my mistake. I was keeping my Shigeshis and my Planet Vegetas, and in the end, I only had one green in my hand, so I couldn't even. On top of that, I couldn't even pitch for the Frieza ability to draw 2. So mulliganing is really tricky with this with my deck, is because I run more than 5 colors, so it's really tricky because the charging is a lot different than one might expect with this leader. But the payoff is extremely great. I'll have some videos where I'm playing my opponents at a locals, and you'll see how explosive this deck really goes by turn 3, 4, and 5, and how like I can win the game on those turns. It's very cancerous in a way. So I didn't want to call this a locals challenge series because I felt like it was a degenerate strategy that I was using. So I just wanted to see how well I would do with this degenerate strategy that I made. So yeah, basically you use some changes I made from the Tournament Power from the locals deck, and actually from after the locals to now, is that I took out Android 18. She is a Universe 18 card, or she is a Universe 7 card, but she's a 10k shield that I cannot combo with because I'm going to maximize all my energies on my aggression to try to finish off my opponent, and I can't use my energies to combo her. So when I draw into her, so I switched her out later after the locals for Android 17, which is the other Universe 7 card that allows me to, and he's a 5k shield. In other instances where it's a slower game, which I doubt, I can just play him as a blocker, and I can attack with him, and at the end of the turn he restands himself. That's going to be in clutch situations where I think theoretically that might be possible. But in most other situations, I'm using him as a 5k combo shield, and he's a green Universe 7 card that I can pitch with my Frieza leader. So there's definitely synergy with the deck, even though it's playing a lot of colors. I think the fact that Frieza is a warrior of Universe 7 makes it so that the specified color matters less. So I don't have to pay 2 energies to play this Goku, 2 yellow energies, because the specified cost makes it easier for me to use it. Same with this one, and same with Roshi. A little new mistake what I made during playtesting was that I had a Planet Vegeta out, or I had a Planet Vegeta in my hand, and I had a Roshi, but only 1 yellow energy. So I passed the turn thinking that I couldn't play Planet Vegeta. Oh, I had 1 yellow energy and 1 green energy open at the end of my turn, and I didn't want to waste Planet Vegeta. And I mean, I didn't want to activate Planet Vegeta because I couldn't in my head at the time, I thought I can't activate Roshi. But then I realized later on after playtesting that I could essentially use the green energy to negate with Roshi and then survive that turn. But I didn't think of that because I forgot that Frieza. That's why it's really. I think it's really crucial that you playtest as much as possible with your deck. But a lot of people would disagree with me on that. They think it's better to use a surprise factor and never playtest with your deck or have any matchups whatsoever. It's all theory to them. But I think you need both. You need to have the theory down where your deck can do really well in your head, and then you need a playtest to see if it actually is true. So that's just my mentality. But unfortunately, I didn't have the time nor the energy to playtest my deck. A lot of our playtesting sessions happened at nighttime, so I believe that was a huge factor because we were coming out of work and it's really tiring, and a lot of my teammates weren't able to come to the practices to test the deck. So I found that I had to use theory most of the time, unfortunately. And from the interviews that I've heard from the other teammates, I think that they did both. They did theory and they also did strategy in terms of placements of the team. By the way, the team tournament was fun. I thought it was like extremely. It was kind of like a brotherhood, except some teams had girls in it too. But to me, it was kind of like a brotherhood where it was a chance for us to really connect on a strategic ground and also a spiritual ground where we could combine our spirits together in a sense that we can shed positivity to another, and it was kind of good. It's not something that I'm used to because in my trading card game career, I was I'm mostly used to preparing for myself, and it's kind of like when I do play tests, I'm only worried about my success over the people that I play tested with. But now in this game, the rules are different, where we all have to choose a different leader, and so that means we have to collaborate together, ensuring that we don't use the same leaders, but we can use the same strategies, but we can't use the same leader. So we had to coordinate that correctly, and it was a huge learning experience for me. So I'm really glad that I was able to partake in it. It was a lot of time and energy, but it was a life experience that was invaluable. I can look back and when I'm probably older as an adult, and I look back and I say, wow, I can't believe I collaborated at a trading card game with 4 other members to try to win the team tournament. And even though we didn't top, it was a huge learning lesson for me. If this scenario is transferred to a different context or a different game, I have some sort of experience going into new experiences or that are similar. Okay, so one of the key things I want to mention was I played Trunks Overseeing Time. I really feel like in most this is kind of like the whole Veggie versus Apes meta again, where Veggies really does well early game, where they can swarm early, but Apes have like a really good permanent game where they can use their Apes to block and use Nimbus Cloud to end their turn, and then use their attrition to hit harder. So it's like an old battle between Apes and Veggies again, just with different cards in the mix. I feel, anyways. Yeah. So this is definitely a card that you can play in Veggies to help you get your Shigesh back and then hit harder. I believe Veggies have the advantage currently only because they can swarm a little faster. But I mean, I could be wrong. I always say that. I could be wrong. So yeah, that's all I want to talk about with my deck. I'll have the recorded matches for my locals to show you how explosive the turns are. It's probably going to be in fast motion because a lot of those games that we were playing was taking over like 5-6 minutes per turn. So hope you guys enjoyed that segment and what I had to say about the team tournament.
by the water. She's gonna stray so far away from her father's daughter. She's once alive, I'm for a baby, all on her own, no one will come. She's gotta save him. She tells him, oh love, no one's ever gonna hurt you, love. I'm gonna give you all of my love. Nobody matters like you. She tells him your life ain't gonna be nothing like my life. You're gonna grow up, have a good life. I'm gonna do what I got to do. So rock-a-bye, baby, rock-a-bye. I'm gonna rock you, rock-a-bye, baby, don't you cry. Somebody's got you, rock-a-bye, baby, rock-a-bye. I'm gonna rock you, rock-a-bye, baby, don't you cry. Oh, rock-a-bye, oh, rock-a-bye, oh, rock-a-bye, bye, 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 bye. Now she's got a 6-year-old, trying to keep him warm, trying to keep out the cold. When he looks in her eyes, he don't know he is safe when she says, ooh, love, no one's ever gonna hurt you, love. I'm gonna give you all of my love. Nobody matters like you. So rock-a-bye, baby, rock-a-bye. I'm gonna rock you, rock-a-bye, baby, don't you cry. 'Cause somebody's got you, rock-a-bye, baby, rock-a-bye. I'm gonna rock you, rock-a-bye, baby, don't you cry. Oh, rock-a-bye, oh, rock-a-bye, bye, bye. Oh, rock-a-bye, rock-a-bye, bye, bye. Oh, so rock-a-bye, I'm gonna rock you, rock-a-bye, baby, don't you cry. Rock-a-bye, baby, rock-a-bye. I'm gonna rock you, rock-a-bye, baby, don't you cry. 'Cause somebody's got you.
Oh, you say your love for me is true.
my side. I need you, I need you, I need you right now. Yeah, I need you right now. So don't let me, don't let me, don't let me down. I think I'm losing my mind now. It's in my head, darling, I hope that you'll be here when I need you the most. So don't let me, don't let me, don't let me down. Don't let me down, don't let me down. Don't let me down, down, down. Don't let me down, don't let me down, down, down. Don't let me down, down, down. Don't let me down, don't let me down, down. I think I'm losing my mind now, yeah. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. I think I'm losing my mind now, yeah. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me down.
Oh, angel sent from up above. You know you make my world light up. When I was down, when I was hurt, you came to lift me up. Life is a drink and love's a drug. Oh, now I think I must be my user. When I was a river, dried up.